welcome to Legacy IAS. So this is our topic for today, which is huge crater in Australia, may be Earth's oldest known impact site. Scientists disagree. Okay, so we'll first understand what are these things, how it might be the oldest impact site. Okay, impact site, what do we mean here? So something from the space came and fell here. That is called as impact site. Now, there is a debate going on that is this the oldest site or not. Now let's get started. First thing, so this is, first of all, what is its name? So this is the North Pole Dome or Melaga crater in the news. Why it is in the news now? So this is a huge impact structure in Western Australia. Don't get confused because of this North Pole Dome. Okay, it is in Western Australia. Now this is what, that may be the oldest known asteroid strike site on Earth. So this might be the oldest known asteroid strike. Now what are these terms? Asteroid, meteorite, meteor, correct? All these terms you must have heard. Okay, so first let's see that what are all these terms, then we'll come back to it. Yeah, let's see these terms. So what are these? See, there are 4-5 terms that you need to know. First thing, within space you have comets, you have asteroid, you have meteoroid. Now what are these? First thing, comet is something that is usually has a lot of ice in it. It is an icy body. Now so it is a chunk of ice and rock that originating from the outer solar system. Now what happens, because it is made up of ice, when it goes near the sun or any hot star or anything like that, then what will happen? This ice which is solid will suddenly get converted into gases, correct? And that is why you can see like a tail behind it because of that conversion. So this is a comet. Then next thing is an asteroid. So asteroids are mainly, if we talk about our solar system, it is found between Mars and Jupiter mainly, in that asteroid belt, if you know about. Okay, so what are these are a rock in the orbit generally between Mars and Jupiter. Sometimes they get bounced towards Earth also. So large, very large rock between Mars and Jupiter. Now after they collide with something or over time, they will break down into smaller rocks. Now these are called meteoroid, a space rock that's bigger than a dust grain but smaller than an asteroid if it strikes Earth. Now so basically this is a meteoroid, that is a smaller fragment of a rock, correct? Now this is much bigger than a grain of dust but much bigger, much smaller than something like an asteroid, somewhere in between, correct? Smaller particles, you can see it by the size also. Now when this is able to strike Earth, then it is called meteorite, that we'll see. So this is right now, these three terms, we are still in space. Now when they try to get inside the Earth's atmosphere and go towards the Earth, then understand this is called meteor. What is a meteor? Understand this. So what happens? See, Earth's atmosphere provides a lot of friction, because of which most of the particles like these, even bigger rocks, they will just burn because of that air resistance and friction, correct? And that is called a meteor. Can you see something is burning here, correct? So this is a meteor. This is a streak of light seen when space rock enters the atmosphere and starts burning up. This is also called a falling star. This is a meteor. Now most of the fragments of asteroid or meteoroid, all these are destroyed within the atmosphere of Earth only. Now some of it, if it is very large, it will reach the surface of Earth very rarely, correct? These are called meteoroid. So if a meteor does not entirely burn up, a piece of space rock that lands on Earth is called a meteoroid. Understood? So from here you go, most will be destroyed in the atmosphere. If somehow some piece, sometimes very large piece also, is able to reach Earth, then that is called a meteoroid. So whatever craters, what is a crater? So when a meteoroid strikes on Earth's surface, it changes the geography of that place, correct? A huge, like you can feel like a huge hole will be created, correct? That is called a crater, and that is created by meteorites. Understood? Sometimes they tend to use the word asteroid and all also if it is very big. like it is like 1 kilometer still, then what they will say that this is big enough to be called, even when it strikes the earth's surface it can be called asteroid, but the general term is what? Meteorite. So you understood the whole bifurcation. Now let's come back and you will get what is being told here. Yeah, so now you see this. So huge impact structure in Western Australia that may be the oldest known asteroid strike site on Earth. A new study estimated impact about 3.2 billion years ago. The earlier estimates used to be something different, like 3.47 billion. The new estimate is like 3.02 billion years old. Now, why is this discovery important? It revises the earlier age estimates and strengthens evidence in an ongoing debate. Earlier estimates ranged from 3.47 to 2.77 billion years. So this has come with more concrete evidence that this crater that got created might be this much years old, and 3 billion years old will make it the world's oldest impact structure. Then, so please remember the name and the place, correct? And it is the oldest as been estimated. Now, what are the key facts about this? So this is in Western Australia. This you have already learned, and it stretches up to 100 kilometers. So the impact, once it was created, it impacted rocks and the surface beneath till about 100-kilometer radius. Then, and contains shatter cones that confirm impact origin. Now, shatter cones, understand what is this? So shatter cones basically geological structures. See, when something is impacted very highly, then it can lead to formation of some compounds that are not even usually formed, correct? Or some very new structures of same material. So that gives us an idea that there must have been a very high impact, probably of space origin, correct? Now, what are zircon and apatite in geology? Now, this you understand, very good thing. You can understand it if you have done nuclear energy. Now, these are natural minerals that are used as timekeepers to date ancient rocks and major events such as asteroid impact. So, using these two, using this zirconium and apatite, they have dated this, that how old this structure might be. Now, understand how it is used. First thing, why is zirconium called an indestructible record? So, zirconium, see, zircon is nothing but a compound of zirconium. So I'm talking about zirconium. This is a metal. If you know, if you have done in nuclear energy, if you remember, zirconium was what fuel rods used to be made up of. Why? Because it had a very high melting point. Now, zirconium also has one very beautiful property, that when it is just about to crystallize, when it is just about in origin, then it only takes in pure uranium. So within its crystal, you will have only pure uranium. Now what will happen? Over time, if you remember, so from uranium keeps on doing radioactive emissions, correct? Alpha, beta, gamma radiations, this. Eventually, I have told you that the first stable atom that they get to eventually, after which radioactivity stops, is lead. So eventually they will become lead. Now, so if I can measure the ratio, that right now what percent of uranium has become lead? If I can make this calculation now, based on this I can backtrack that how old might be this crystallization process, and when that crystallization must have taken place, when that asteroid or when that meteorite hit, correct? So essentially from this I can almost accurately date how old was that impact structure. One way, correct? Now let's take the help of apatite also. This is a thermal record. Now apatite is a completely different thing. So basically this is what your teeth enamels and bones are made up of. Okay, different phosphate compounds group. Okay, now apatite is a heat sensitive and records the heating and cooling caused by an asteroid impact. So this is very heat sensitive. So immediately it will become fluid, and how much the fluid has spread, what changes it has been caused to apatite over the years, this will also be used to date or age the impact. Understood? Then Next things, why do scientists study zircon and apatite together? Because it can record the impact shock while apatite records the later heating and cooling, giving a complete timeline. So this gives you when something was done, and this heating and cooling of apatite, the flow structure will tell you that how this complete timeline or complete structure is formed over the years. Correct? Now, how does the new study suggest overall? So it dates the crater to about 3.2 billion years ago, making it one of the Earth's oldest confirmed impact structure. Understood? Through this, you have understood the two concepts of how we are doing dating here, and also all those four terms that are related to space objects that sometimes land on Earth. Then, so this we have already understood. Last thing that we must know is about, is there similar structures in India? These are the craters in India. There are four craters in India. This you must remember. Okay, very important. First is this Dhala crater in Madhya Pradesh. Now, this is the largest confirmed impact crater in India. Okay, very old, 2.5 billion years old. This was based on ancient granite. Okay, if you just remember Dhala crater, Madhya Pradesh, largest, and also the oldest in India. Fine. Then come here. This is the most important. This is called Lunar crater or Lunar lake, if you know. Okay, in I think 2020 or 21, it also turned pink. Okay, this lake. So how this lake is formed? Essentially, one piece of meteorite must have hit Earth so deep that suddenly a space was formed. Over the years, what happens? You start having water in it. So it became like a lake. Now, because it does not have any outflow, so the water that is here does not go out anywhere. That is why over the years, the amount of minerals that is there or that is deposited here has increased a lot. And that is why it has some very unique kind of microorganisms now. One of the very unique one is called haloarchaea. Now, halo means what? Halo means salt here. So what happened? Because there was not very much rainfall during that time in 2020-21, and the mineral deposition has increased a lot. So the pH went more than 10. It became like 10.5, 11. In that environment, this bacteria started growing, and to save it from sunlight and to protect itself, it tends to generate a pigment that is pink in color. That is why suddenly the lake had turned pink. So this is Lunar crater, the very famous one. This is only 52,000 years old. This is world's only impact crater found in basalt rock. Okay, there are two kinds of rock. So this is basalt rock. Then this is Ramgarh crater in Rajasthan. Okay, exceptional preservation in ancient sedimentary land sandstone. So this is based on sedimentary sandstone. Now 165 million years old. This is the newest one, Luna crater. This got confirmed only in 2024. Okay, this is in Gujarat. So recently confirmed crater in the soft sediments of Kutch, Gujarat. So this is in Kutch, Gujarat, and it has low-lying feature with unusual high-pressure minerals discovered. So very low-lying, but still a very high amount of minerals have been found here. That is why that they backtracked it, that there may have been a meteorite collision here. This is only about 4,000 years old, as per the details now. These are the only four confirmed craters that India has. Please try to remember them. That is it. Thank you.